back to Mouse Ears and Wishes. I'm Jen.
I'm Stefan.
And we're so happy to be joining us today. I realized that, we started Mouse Ears and Wishes as a podcast channel. So, if you're interested, all of our past podcast episodes are on Apple Podcasts, but we also have a couple on our channel. But I realized that we had introduced ourselves on our podcast, but we never introduced ourselves on YouTube.
Yeah, we have no official vlogging video introduction yet.
Right. So, plus it's been 2 years since we started the podcast. And now that we're transitioning into being more of a vlogging channel, we figured we should put a video out there because there is no video of our introduction. If you wanted to hear it, you have to go all the way back in the podcast.
Exactly.
So that's why we decided to make this video, just to let you guys get to know us a little bit. We do have a couple more subscribers than we did when we first started anyway. So we figured it was a good time to reintroduce ourselves.
Yeah, welcome aboard and welcome to us.
Welcome aboard. Choo choo. Crazy train.
Almost did this.
Yeah.
Welcome aboard.
So just like a brief history of us, we met in high school.
Mm-hmm.
We were not always huge Disney fans. Disney was definitely like a later in life discovery.
Yeah, not that Disney was not a part of our lives in our youth, but it wasn't major,
Yeah.
So.
We both went to Disney as kids, but I maybe went 3 times before, I was 25. I maybe went 3 times.
Yeah.
And you only went maybe
I
once or
think maybe
twice.
the one time, from what I can remember. So yeah.
So Disney really started because I got my first job as a teacher. And I really wanted to go to Disney in college, but I never made it out there because I didn't have the funds. So when I finally got my first grown-up job, I was like, I'm going to save up to go to Disney. It'll be a one and done trip. It'll be our first vacation as a couple on our own. We've gone on vacations with our family, but it would be our first vacation just us. We were going to do it all, get it all done, and pack that away and maybe go back, in a few years or something like that.
As a kid, Disney's always something that you think oh, if only one day I could go.
Yeah.
I'll go by myself and it'll be amazing. And you never imagine you can do it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it was definitely an adult dream.
Right. Yeah.
So we had our first trip in 2014.
Mm-hmm.
And then we did everything. We went nonstop.
It was crazy.
It was
we
crazy.
barely slept.
I think we slept maybe 8 hours that entire weekend.
Right.
We did the Christmas party. We did food and wine, everything. Right. And I knew enough. I had done enough research because that's my personality, but I didn't know half of what I know now about Disney. So it was kind of a shock.
Yeah, that was sort of back when So I still get the park maps now, but that was back when I needed to use the park map to know how to get around,
Right. And we were we're going to ride every single ride. Just say that we did it.
Yeah.
Whatever.
This will be our lifetime trip.
So I remember getting back on the Magical Express to go back to the airport and how sad I was. And I was I can't believe we'll never be back. Or if we come back, it'll be many years in the future.
Right, yeah.
So I was really, really upset. And then I realized, why can't I come back? Why couldn't I do this again? I don't really know why. I just figured it would be a one and done thing. And so we just fell in love with it that trip. And every time after that, any chance we had, if we had extra days, if I had time off from work, we were trying to get to Disney. So we started going about 2 times a year. I think we transitioned to 3 times a year.
Right.
The year we got married.
Yeah, long or short trips.
Yeah, it was mostly short trips.
Yeah.
I think 5 days was our longest that we did. But then we did get married in Disney, And then we took our honeymoon, and so we were down in Disney for like a week and a half, and I think that was like the longest trip I've ever done.
Yeah, let's get married again.
Yeah, it was amazing.
It was fantastic.
It gave us like a taste of what it's like to be a local. You know, like we were like, oh, we could go back to the room and take a nap and come back, or like we could try Disney Springs, or we could, because it was always about the parks for us. It wasn't about the resorts. It wasn't about Disney Springs. It was about being in the park.
Exactly.
But when you're there for a really long time, all of a sudden you're like, hey, I can take a break. I'm not missing out.
Right. And I think, you know, it was kind of the sort of thing where when we came back and we realized, I think we had this discussion like pretty soon after we got back, like, why can't we just plan for another trip and go again? Once you realize you can go all the time, you just want to go all the time. Then you're like, I can fit it in. Then let's just keep doing this.
And it also became a slight problem because I decided to get an annual pass to take advantage of the resort discounts and food discounts and stuff like that. And once you get that annual pass, if you're an annual pass holder, you know that itch starts. You're like, well, I already have tickets. I just need to figure out how to get down there, and I can go as many times as I want. I could park hop, whatever. So that was really dangerous.
Yeah.
Then we got Stefan an annual pass because it just made sense. If we were going down as many times as we were, like, why wouldn't Stefan also have one? Why would we then purchase, day tickets for him if we were just going to go? So best decision I've ever made, I think, was purchasing that annual pass. After COVID, I realized how important it was to like hold on to that. There were times when the price would increase and I was like, the year we went to Disneyland, so we also went to Disneyland in 2019. That was our first trip out west.
Right.
First and only so far.
So far, yeah.
But at the time I was like, should I keep my annual pass for Disney World? We're not going in April. Is it really worth it? But I couldn't give it up. And now with COVID, I realized, like, I'm so glad I didn't give it up because people are really struggling now because at the time of this recording, passes are not available for purchase.
Yeah.
So,
and not to mention, we did get a fair amount of extensions.
We got a 5-month extension.
Yeah.
I just looked at it today. Yeah, so we have until, originally they expired in October, now they expire in March. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, so anyway, I'll never give that up.
Yeah.
Pass holders for life. No.
And the thing about having our honeymoon there and being able to go for a week and a half, and you start to feel like, this is what it's like to be a local. Was that for you sort of the start of being like, oh man, wouldn't it be great to just live in Florida?
Yeah, yeah, it's tough. It's not an easy decision to make. I definitely go back and forth where I'm like, that would be the dream. Like if I could just like any evening go to Disney.
Right.
Any day during the weekend, go to Disney.
Hey, it's Food and Wine Festival. What do you want to do for dinner? Let's just pop over to Epcot.
Yeah. Or like it would give us a chance to try like the resort restaurants or Disney Springs or whatever. But it's hard. I'm sure many of you feel the same way, that it's hard to like leave your family, leave your friends, leave your whole life. Maybe one day.
Maybe one day. But where we're at right now, we have our annual passes and we go as frequently as we can. Yeah.
Maybe one day we'll have DVC, which I think would also make it more difficult for us to be like, let's just go. But yeah, so we started going 3 times a year. We did go out to Disneyland. We'd like to try like a Disney cruise, like a short one, one time. We'd love to get back to Disneyland one day. So
maybe Disneyland Paris.
Oh yeah, Disneyland Paris.
Tokyo
Disney. I really
want to do it all. Now that we have been going to Disney World, where like the whole world of Disney, pardon the pun, I guess, is open.
World is our oyster.
Yeah.
Disney oyster. So how many times have we gone?
Actually, I was asked that question today, and I believe it may have been 15 or 16. I think 16 times.
Not 17.
No,
16.
16. Yeah.
Yeah.
16.
Okay, sorry. I got confused. Yeah, 16 times. Okay, so that's not so bad. I mean...
Since 2014, I mean, it's been 7 years.
7 years.
7 years we've gone 16 times.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that's not Yeah, it's not terrible.
So bad. It's an
I think-
average of like
I
two
feel like
and a
I'd
quarter
feel
times.
bad about myself. Well, not bad about myself, but I feel like we were a little bit crazy if we were in the over 20
Yeah,
category. 16's good. 16's good.
that's good. Yeah.
Anything else you want to add about our Disney history or etc.?
I mean, just generally since we have become adults, generally, like we were saying when we were younger, Disney was like sort of a minute part of. I mean, you know, I grew up watching some of the movies on VHS, and
For the geriatric millennials.
yeah, that's right, on home video and DVD. But now, I mean, like anything, we can't get enough of it. So like, we have the Disney Lego Castle, which was featured in some of our other videos. We have, you know, a painting of the castle at Disney World. We have Funko Pops, and we love all the movies. We have Disney Plus, you know. So
I only own Disney attire.
yeah, I mean,
Really?
look at this. You know, we
Like,
have,
I don't just like put this on when we make videos. Like, this is what I wore today.
oh yeah, she's constantly just wearing, and she has, you know, 100 combined, you know, like backpacks and mini ears and spirit jerseys. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
I love it.
I don't really know what my life would be like without Disney now.
I know,
I don't know.
and I'm sure for many of you as well, Disney is like, you know, it's a source of hope and inspiration and happiness and positivity. So it's like,
It allows you to like escape reality for a little while.
yeah,
You know, when you're there, you forget what's going on in the world, and you could just like enjoy yourself
yeah,
and be a little kid again,
right.
but also not. Like, you could be a little kid, but also an adult.
Who drinks beer?
Exactly. Exactly. So what we thought would be fun is not just like doing a little chit chat, but also we did this in our very first podcast episode, and it's a Disney tag, which is like a series of questions that we'll ask each other and answer.
Yeah,
So you can kind of get an idea of like how we do Disney, what we think about certain things, our favorite restaurants, our favorite attractions. And then we can link the tag below in the description down below. If you want to try it, and if you do, tag us in it. We'd love to see your responses to these too. Or you can just leave a comment down below.
all right. The article actually lists 30 questions, but because we've been 16 times, we're going to answer 16 of the
Oh, how
questions.
cute.
Yeah.
That is not at all the reason, but that's cute. I like that.
Isn't that nice?
Yeah, that worked out very well. You can answer as many of the questions as you want.
Exactly.
Also, this tag said you had to answer as many as you could in 5 minutes. We're big talkers, we're not doing that, so. But you can do that if you want.
I'm notoriously known, especially on the podcast, for not being able to make up my mind. So I need time to think through things and
Yeah, I'm gonna answer these off the cuff. Stefan took about 45 minutes to answer the questions before we started.
I did.
So that gives you a little idea about us as well.
Yeah.
Considering that I'm like such a big planner, I love to plan like our
Yeah.
trips to the minute detail. Stefan, I have to do things like this on the fly. Whereas
Yeah.
Stefan like is like, where are we going? Like he's like, what park are we doing today?
Yep.
He has to write down all of his answers.
Right. And it was the same thing in some of our previous podcast episodes. We did a lot of brackets. So we did like favorite Marvel movies and all that sort of stuff. And we had to argue
Which I
why.
think we'll do those again.
Yeah, we'll like
for
do
the
that again.
podcast because it was a lot of fun, and there's so much like new Marvel content.
Oh yeah.
We'll definitely do one like that.
And so similarly, you were able to just kind of like look
Gut
at
reaction.
gut reaction to everything. And I was like, give me an hour.
Yeah.
Like,
I was like, we have to wrap this up. It's 2 a.m. So, do you want me to ask you the first question?
Sure.
All right. So the very first question is the first time you went to Disney World,
Okay, so
barring 2014. What
Right.
was the first time?
I believe I was like, this is a nice range, 5, 6, or 7. So somewhere in there. I mean, I was a young kid.
We have photo evidence that you went.
We do have photo evidence. I feel like I distinctly remember going on Splash Mountain as a kid.
Oh, there's a photo of that.
There's a photo of that. Well, maybe that's why
That's
I
the
remember
memory.
it. And then I thought I had ridden Spider-Man in Disney World, but turns out that's not the same thing.
It's very close.
So 5, 6, or 7, that was the first time I went. How about you?
The first time I went, I was 3. I know specifically how old I was. I don't remember a lot about it. But my mom tells me we stayed at the Polynesian, which is like
Ooh.
really ritzy. I was like, what?
Well, yeah, one and done.
Yeah. Well, and my brother was on spring break he was much older than me, he was in high school. So he was on spring break from high school, but he had to be back for baseball practice. So we were only there for like 4 days. And we stayed at the Polynesian, and I distinctly remember wearing an Alice in Wonderland dress. Apparently I didn't dress up as a princess, I was Alice in Wonderland. And I got a princess hat that like was pointy and it had like flowy material behind
the
it.
veil.
I just like loved that. I was like, oh, like a bride. Like I thought it was like amazing.
Alice Bride.
Yeah. So that's all I remember, unfortunately. And my mom's like, what? You don't remember doing this? And I'm like, no.
Oh, you were 3.
I don't even remember staying at the Polynesian, but sure.
You don't remember the plane trip out there?
No, I don't. I think I even said, I was like, did we fly? And she was like, yeah. I was like, oh, cool. Cool.
Was that good?
Yeah. Back in the day when like you could get through airport security in 5 minutes.
Oh man, back in the day when your family dropped you off at the gate.
Yeah. Yeah. Walked you to the,
Yeah.
Ridiculous. Unbelievable.
All right. So our second question, what is your favorite Disney World park?
Ooh.
Yeah, tough question, this one.
Oh, shoot.
Most of them are tough questions,
Oh,
honestly.
shoot. That's very tough.
Off the cuff. Go,
No,
quick.
gut reaction. Shoot.
Keep in mind, this changes
Constantly.
constantly, weekly, basically.
I'm gonna say Animal Kingdom.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Which used to be not so favorite.
No, Hollywood Studios was always not my favorite. It's making its way up into the favorite category. I think I even said at one point that it was my favorite, but I think Animal Kingdom is my favorite.
Wow. Are we giving reasoning?
Um,
No.
my reasons. I love animals. I like the feel of the park. I like when you first enter it, you're basically walking through a jungle. I know it's like 1,000 degrees in Animal Kingdom because of that, but I love it. I love the Avatar area. I think it's beautiful.
Pandora, yeah.
I think that the Dino Land area, although very controversial, is highly themed.
It's very well themed, yes.
They have my favorite show, Festival of the Lion King. They also used to have Finding Nemo the Musical, which was one of my favorite shows. I recently conquered Expedition Everest, so I feel very proud about that. And I could do it again one day. The safari obviously is amazing.
Okay, so a lot
I
of
like
reasons.
to go to the conservation station, and now they have the animation experience there, and the petting zoo, which is so cute. They have some of my favorite food and drinks there. So, and one of my favorite resorts is right there. So, yeah, I think that's why for now.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is a lot of reasons.
What's your favorite?
You know, the problem is I write down my favorite, and then if I listen to you answer the question, I'm like, oh, all that's so great. So this is why like I'm so wishy-washy on all these questions.
The reason why you're wishy-washy about these questions is you feel like they're gonna feel bad if you don't pick that particular park. The park's gonna feel bad, and I feel that way too. I'm like, oh, I'm letting down Magic Kingdom because I didn't pick Magic Kingdom,
No
but
way.
they don't care. It's okay.
No way, that's too much of like a nice guy thing.
That's exactly what it is.
So what I wrote down, you're gonna be so mad at me for doing this for a lot of them. I did like a this or that.
Oh no, no, you have to pick one.
I wrote down Hollywood Studios or Magic Kingdom. So
Pick
Hollywood
one.
Studios.
Pick one. One. You have to pick. They're not gonna feel bad. And like you said, we change our mind like every week. It's different, so it's okay.
Yeah.
What are you feeling today?
So, today I am, what's that?
Pick one.
It's very tough. Typically, Magic Kingdom is like my number one.
You can't pick 2 out of the 4. That's half the parks. It's cheap.
Typically, Magic Kingdom was like mostly always my favorite one. I'd say Hollywood Studios now, just because of how awesome the experience has been every time we've recently gone, especially because of Galaxy's Edge. Same thing you were saying, except I can't see the animals. There's no real animals at Hollywood Studios.
The fake animals.
The fake animals. No, but you know, all the ride experiences you have there.
Animal.
That's true. Yeah. The Muppets. It's literally
Love animal.
Yeah, all the shows that are there, the rides that they have now, especially with Galaxy's Edge, the food again.
And Toy Story Land.
Yeah, and Toy Story Land, yeah. And the drinks and everything. So
Baseline Tap House.
Baseline.
Oga's Cantina.
Oga's Cantina, the milk.
Ronto Roasters.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's true.
That's my.
Yeah, I struggle with that
right
too.
now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's great.
All right, great.
Good.
Okay.
Pick one.
I picked it. All right, next question.
All right, next question. What is your favorite land in Magic Kingdom?
Favorite land is Tomorrowland.
That was
Look,
easy.
I did it. I chose
That
one.
was easy. Good job.
My mind, I literally walked myself through every land in the park,
Wow.
like in my head when I was trying to answer this, and I was just
Why
like,
is that one your favorite?
sitting here quiet for 10 minutes. It's my favorite because it has every type of ride in there. So you have...
You thought about the reasons.
I did, yeah. So Space Mountain is like a fast, thrilling ride. You have People Mover, which is like a nice, relaxing ride. Carousel of Progress is such a great show, and you can even fall asleep if you need to. Which doesn't mean it's a bad show. It doesn't. It just means you might be tired by the time you get there. It has Buzz Lightyear Space Ranger Spin, which is like, you know, a fun little interactive ride. And yeah, I think it's, yeah.
Tomorrowland Speedway.
Yeah, that's also fun. We've been doing that more recently. And it's great.
If we could fit in the car.
If we can fit in the car, yeah. Plus, if you like the smell of gasoline, that's great there. Most people don't. I don't know who would. Plus, also, Tron is being built right now, and you get a great view of it from the Tomorrowland Speedway.
That's true.
And then eventually, when they strap us down to it against our will, we're going to ride Tron. Because, I'm just kidding. I am so excited and terrified.
Oh.
Yeah, to ride Tron, because as you know, I have a deep love for Tron for no reason. I don't know why, but I love it. And the ride's supposed to be spectacular in Tokyo?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shanghai.
Right. So hopefully I can handle it. Because I couldn't handle another ride I'm going to talk about later. So,
okay.
Yeah.
Great.
There you go. So what is your favorite Magic Kingdom land?
I love Adventureland. I don't know. I really like tropical tiki, whatever.
Vibes.
Yeah. And,
or moods.
Both.
Both.
It's very I feel like it relaxes me when I go in there and I hear like the tiki drummers and the music and I don't know. It has some of my favorite attractions like Jungle Cruise and Pirates and the Enchanted Tiki Room. So it doesn't have a lot to offer, but it does have Dole Whip. And it just has a great, I don't know, I don't want to say this, but it has a great vibe.
Yeah.
So I'm into it.
It's another example of Disney doing immaculate theming for an area. Yeah.
Absolutely.
That's great. Okay.
All right.
Next question is, what is your favorite on-site hotel?
So this has changed for me since our last time we did this because it's a new hotel and it is the Riviera Resort.
Oh, wow.
Disney's Riviera Resort, I think, is my favorite right now. It's a Skyliner resort. You are literally right next to Epcot, so you just go to Epcot and jump right off. You do have to make a pit stop at Caribbean Beach to get to Hollywood Studios, but that's fine. It's beautiful. It's brand new. It really just like felt like home when we stayed there for some reason. I don't know why, but I loved it. Not that we'll ever be able to stay there again, but I liked it a lot.
Yeah. Oh, that's great. I think previously it was probably Animal Kingdom Lodge, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think so. That or Coronado Springs.
Yeah. Okay.
And what's yours?
Mine is a little known hotel resort called Riviera.
Oh, really?
I have it written down yet, so I'm not changing my
wow.
mind based on what you said. But yeah,
Amazing.
for all the same reasons. Skyliner Resort, it just like felt great to be there. I don't know what it was, you know. Yes, for all those reasons that you said as well.
Yeah, it's beautiful. All right, is it my turn to ask again?
I think so.
Okay. What is your favorite snack?
Favorite snack is Dole Whip or Mickey ice cream. I think Dole Whip might outdo Mickey ice cream only because we fairly recently, in the past few years, have realized we can get Mickey ice creams easily here at home too. Yeah. So we get those fairly frequently. But Dole Whips are like when I think of like getting a snack at the park, Dole Whip is it for me.
That's
fantastic. Yeah.
Yeah.
What about you?
My new favorite snack are the spring rolls from the little cart outside of Adventureland.
Oh, another Adventureland bonus.
Yes.
For both of us.
I just had this for the first time in April, and we wanted to get them again in May, and the cart was closed. But we're hopefully getting it this trip. The cheeseburger ones are the best, but when we were there, they had the pepperoni one, which was also very good.
So good.
I think they've recently had like a buffalo chicken one. Buffalo chicken's not my favorite, but I will try it.
Yeah.
But as long as I get that cheeseburger one, I'm all
man.
set.
So good.
It's really good.
So good. Yeah. I forgot about that, but yeah, Dole Whip for me and the spring rolls for you. Great.
I like savory snacks.
Yeah, I like sweet. She likes savory. Okay. What is your favorite table service?
My favorite table service is Sanaa at Disney's Animal Kingdom Lodge, Kidani Village section.
Very specific.
It is so good. And first of all, sometimes you can see the safari animals walking around outside.
Oh, you like animals, yeah.
So I'm into that. And they have the most amazing bread service with 9 different accoutrements that you could try. So I usually fill up on the bread, but they also have this combination of dishes called the Journey and the, the Journey and the Land or something. Oh God, I forget. But you basically pick like a meat dish and a vegetarian dish, and you get rice with it. My favorite, of course, is the butter chicken, but I've tried a lot of the vegetarian options, and sometimes those change. So I've had like the paneer, I've had the chickpea one, but they're all really good. And they come in like little bowls, so like you get a taste of everything. And if you fill up on the bread, you could still eat the food. So the Journey and the Harvest. It's called the Journey and the Harvest.
There you go.
I was close.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's my favorite.
All right.
What's yours?
My favorite, wouldn't you know it, also Sanaa.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Same exact
favorite.
reasons, fan favorite, and I always end up getting a nice fruity mango like frozen smoothie.
Is it a margarita or?
Yeah, frozen marg maybe.
Yeah, it's really good.
And that like is my sweetness to complement the savory of everything that's there. So it's always a perfect balance. I've never been disappointed at Sanaa.
Yeah. And it's getting more and more difficult to get in there.
It really is. Yeah, because people are starting to know.
I know. How dare
That's
they?
so good. Yeah, get out of our
So
restaurant.
the last time we went, we had to go for lunch.
Yep.
But if you go to Sanaa on your Animal Kingdom day, like you're at the resort in 5 minutes.
Yeah, you're basically right next door.
And the buses come fairly frequently from the Animal Kingdom resorts to Animal Kingdom, so it's definitely a possibility.
Yeah, that's perfect.
It's also been really difficult to get into Yak and Yeti, which would be like our main restaurant we would go to at Animal Kingdom, so it's not a bad trip over.
Very, and it's not exactly the same, but like also like kind of foreign cuisine, you know.
Oh,
as
I
Yak
forgot
and
my
Yeti.
favorite restaurant that's not available right now.
Oh,
And it's the Wave at the Contemporary. Because you were talking about how it's similar. Similarly, you can leave Magic Kingdom and go over to the Contemporary with a brisk 5 to 10 minute walk and enjoy the Wave. But it's not open right now, so I guess that's why it wasn't on my mind. But that's another great option for dinner or lunch if you're at Magic Kingdom.
right.
And it's amazing.
And it's open.
And when it's open. They also offer like a tikka masala dish and the best, what is it called? The best bacon and eggs or something, which has the egg that's been cooked sous vide for 12 hours and a crispy pork belly on cheddar cheese polenta.
Yeah. Who comes up with this stuff?
I don't know,
It's
but it's
fantastic.
so good. I miss it a lot.
Yeah, same.
So sorry, I have to, I guess.
And then I was gonna say Liberty Tree Tavern is a close second, of course.
Yeah, it's very good
Yeah.
as well. Also hard to get, I think it's just hard to get in every place now.
Yeah. Basically it.
So, favorite counter or quick service?
Favorite counter quick service. I mean, it's so hard to choose. Everything's great everywhere. Because Hollywood Studios is my favorite, Ronto Roasters, just right at the top there. We talk about this all the time about how like if you've had different types of hot dogs, then like you want one that has that snap and that bite. You want to get that, and you want to get like the perfect blend of flavors, and they do that with the crazy idea of throwing these two meats together
Yeah.
and having just like that. Is it a slaw on top?
Yeah.
I guess. Yeah. So
It's
and
like
it's
crispy.
it's crispy. It's in like the naan, you
Yeah.
know, which we love, obviously. So perfect. Ronto Roasters, and then the close second is the Thule Canteen, of course. And that was like, it's like we always have our favorite, and then it's usurped by like immediately something else. But that was our favorite for a long time,
Yeah.
I think.
It was.
Yeah. And what about you?
Yeah, I'd have to agree. I was gonna say Satuli Canteen, but I guess you could say that Ronto Roasters is like a counter service. Then I'd have to go with Ronto Roasters.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've been trying to branch out a little bit from Satuli Canteen. I wonder if it's because like we always get the same thing.
Yeah, well, whenever we go to a place, we end up getting a favorite.
Yeah.
And then that's all we'll get there. We never really want to try anything else.
Like this last trip, we went to Flame Tree Barbecue, which is also very good. We didn't go to Satuli Canteen. So, I don't know. I don't know why. I'm kind of like, I mean, it's still very delicious.
Right, Flame Tree Barbecue is fantastic.
Yeah.
But again, we now have our set favorite of like the onion rings. And,
Oh, well, that's the best.
Yeah.
So good.
Okay, question 8.
Okay.
What is your favorite ride?
Oh,
I know, and this covers all 4 parks.
Oh,
so it's
no.
very hard to narrow this down. This one took me a while.
favorite ride.
Right, and I have a lot written here.
Oh, favorite ride.
Yeah.
Yikes. Ugh. Ugh.
It's tough.
Oh, I think my favorite ride in this very moment at the time of this recording in this very 10:30 p.m. on August 17th would
Wow,
be
you're really dating yourself.
Yeah.
Get it?
Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway.
Ooh.
I think I've decided.
Oh no.
That's my favorite right now. Right now, this very second at 10:36.
Oh boy. I forgot about Mickey and Minnie.
Followed closely by Rise of the Resistance. But I feel like they're both very similar. I'm now like a big fan of the trackless ride system, and you have no idea what's gonna happen. You don't know where you're going. It's really fun. So I'm sure that Ratatouille is gonna end up being like one of my favorite rides.
Oh yeah, of course.
What's yours?
This Mickey and Minnie's is, oh my God, spectacular.
That's very.
It's one of those things where you hear people talking about they went on it and how great it was, and you're like, oh, shut up, like it can't really be that great. And then you go on it and you're like, oh
It's
no.
really good.
Yeah. Okay.
Really good.
Yeah. That's my favorite.
All right, what's your least favorite?
I'm sorry to say this, but Expedition Everest, and it's only because of my motion sickness issue. It was the same thing when we had gone on the Hogwarts ride, where like I wanted to really enjoy it, but then like Hogwarts ride was like
Forbidden Journey.
Forbidden Journey. It was no, it's called Hogwarts ride, Jen.
There are just multiple Hogwarts rides, so I just wanted to make sure I know which one we were talking about.
Yeah, that one was much more intense than Everest was. But I do have a motion sickness issue, and unfortunately, at one point in Everest, I did get motion sick, and it took the fun out of it for me at that point. Moving forward, I would like to try it again, maybe with like a motion sick band or a patch or something. Maybe not this next time that we go, but I mean we'll see. Who knows what I'll do in the moment?
Yeah.
Especially because you enjoyed it and you would want to ride it again.
Did enjoy it.
Which is such a huge
With
shock
my eyes
to me.
closed.
What's your least favorite ride?
Tower of Terror
Oh,
/ Guardians of the Galaxy Mission Breakout, which is not Disney World.
Tower of Terror Plus.
Right. But I recently watched something, maybe it's not that recent, but I recently watched something where they said, you're not afraid of heights, you're afraid of falling.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what happens on Tower of Terror, is you're constantly falling. And I just hate that. I hate that feeling of the free fall, and I don't know when it's gonna stop, and am I gonna be okay? Is it actually gonna stop? So the theming is amazing. I wish I could like just go through the queue and that first like beginning bit, and then they just let me off. Then I would do it. But I can't do the rest of it.
No, and especially
And I thought I could for Guardians. I was like, I'll do it for Guardians.
Yep.
And I hated it so much. That's my least favorite ride.
Yeah. I mean, if I could say, because Guardians is obviously Disneyland, if we were including Disneyland in it, I would have said Guardians as well. We love the Marvel movies so much, and I really wanted to love it.
Sad.
But even I was like terrified.
And now
on
I'm
that.
sad that like the Guardians of the Galaxy, whatever new ride that's coming to Epcot, I hope it's gonna be okay enough for me to ride it.
I mean, we're good. We're probably gonna ride it. Let's hope it's not a one and done.
Yeah.
Yeah. Question 10. What is your favorite show? And you already mentioned, but
Festival of the Lion King.
yeah,
100%. I don't even need to explain that. It's just amazing.
no reason need.
If you watched our Animal Kingdom vlog, and I will put it down below, you'll know that I sobbed through the entire performance. And it was even difficult for me to edit that vlog. Like I was like tearing. I was like, get it together. But yeah, it's my favorite show. I love Lion King. It's very nostalgic for me.
Yeah.
And it's just an amazing show.
And it's the same for me. Festival of the Lion King is my favorite
The
show.
talent of those people in that show.
It's incredible.
It's incredible. And it's definitely like a mini Broadway show.
For real it is. The singing and the dancing and everything. I'm sad right now the Tumble Monkeys are kind of like on hiatus,
It's the best.
They're fantastic. And the birds don't fly. They have to be like socially distant from each
yeah.
other.
That has to change soon, right?
It'll probably change soon. But we're so happy that it's back,
Yeah.
because
I'll
it
take
was
it.
also away.
Yeah.
But followed closely by the Frozen First Time in Forever show.
No, you can only have one favorite.
Because it's always a great show. And then
Only
we
one
miss
favorite.
and we miss Nemo. You mentioned
can't-
Nemo.
You can't name all three of the shows. There are no other shows. You named all three of them.
There are other shows.
What?
Beauty and the Beast.
Is that your favorite?
No.
So 75% of the shows are your favorite.
There are other shows.
Like what?
Muppet Vision.
That's a movie. It's a movie.
But the big monster guy comes out.
He does.
He does, yeah. Okay, Festival
What's
of the
his
Lion
name?
King, though. I don't know.
Sweetums.
Sweetums.
All right,
Yeah.
Festival.
Festival of the Lion
it
King
is.
is it.
All right, your favorite parade.
Favorite parade is, well, Main Street Electrical Parade. We don't have it anymore. But I always enjoyed it. I love the music. I love the lights. I have like a distinct memory of like sitting on the ground watching it in the rain.
Yeah, we were freezing.
We were
cold.
freezing. We're huddled together.
And
but
every
it was
time
such
the
a good
lights
show.
came by, we were like, warm,
You get
warm.
the heat off the lights.
Yeah.
Can I just say, followed closely by?
No.
Okay.
Fine. What?
The not so scary Halloween party parade with the villains.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. Boo,
Thank you.
boo to you.
Boo to You parade. Yep.
A Boo to You parade is great. If so, for Disney World, I'd have to say, can I name past parades? You named a past parade.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I don't know if this counts, but
Say it.
I'm trying to remember the exact name. Tapestry of Nations.
Oh, that was
Tapestry of Nations parade from Epcot during the 2000 celebration or Millennium celebration is my favorite parade. I believe I saw it in person. I don't know if that's a fake memory, but I also watch it on YouTube multiple times a month or so.
a week.
So I'd have to say that's my real favorite. But if we're saying a Disneyland parade,
Disney World.
but if we're saying a Disneyland parade,
Oh,
I'm going to say Magic Happens was the most amazing parade. I didn't even see it live. I only saw it on TV and I loved it so much. So I hope they bring that back.
so we're allowed to say Disneyland?
I'm just saying if we had a favorite.
Okay, all right. Yeah. Okay. Favorite fireworks.
Look at the fireworks. My favorite fireworks. I guess Illuminations, although that doesn't exist anymore.
Oh, yeah. There's a lot of stuff that doesn't exist anymore. Which means we've been going there a long time. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
I also had Illuminations. Yeah.
yeah. It's great.
There you go. Of
Oh,
course.
sad.
Yeah.
Which also relates back to Tapestry of Nations.
Mm-hmm.
Because it was basically the same.
It has parts of that music in there.
Epcot Forever also has a little tribute to it. And
Shockingly.
I
yeah.
don't love Epcot Forever, but I hear that a little bit and I'm like, yeah, that's it.
Like, I'm in.
I'm in. Sold. Okay, my turn.
Yes.
Favorite Epcot pavilion?
Favorite pavilion is the Mexican pavilion.
Nice choice.
It has the Tres Caballeros. It has great dining options with the San Angel. It's themed so incredibly on the inside. It's one of those places where, like, I mean, obviously the facade on the front is not the whole thing. There's like a whole box of a building. Sorry. I mean, obviously the facade on the front is not the whole thing. There's a box of a building behind it. But like, you look at the front and then you go inside and like, it's bigger than you could ever expect it to be.
Yeah.
And it's like you're transported again, like out of Disney somehow. You're just like, you're in the streets of Mexico, like seeing all the street vendors and trying the food and hearing the music and everything and riding the ride, and it's fantastic. All right, what's your favorite pavilion?
Yeah, I'd have to say the Mexico Pavilion as well. For all those reasons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great.
Is my turn?
No.
Where's your-
Yep. Your favorite attraction that is no longer there.
Oh.
It's a tough one.
I feel like not that many attractions have closed
Right, there's only a few,
since
really.
we've been there. So I'd have to
Fortunately.
say Ellen's Energy Adventure would be the one that I missed the most. I thought the show was really funny. I liked seeing the dinosaurs. I liked the Universe of Energy song, even though I don't think they played that anymore, but I liked the idea of it. It was a great way to get like to cool down because Epcot is so hot and you're like walking around World Showcase and you're just like, I just need to sit down for 40 minutes. It's perfect. It was really funny. I mean, it had Ellen, for God's sake.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think I missed that the most. And Bill Nye. So.
Yeah.
Yours?
Mine actually. So I had to look it up, like a list of the attractions that had closed, because I was like, there really can't possibly be that many that I've known that have closed. And one of them, it said Sorcerers of the Magic Kingdom was an attraction.
Okay.
And so I just put that down because I thought that was funny. I was like, oh yeah, it's an attraction. It's a park-wide attraction that shut down.
Yeah, you did love that.
And I did love that. It was very fun. But Universe of Energy was fantastic.
What's this?
Great movie ride. Well, I had written down the ones that I knew about.
Oh, great movie ride. Oh, shoot.
And that was always fantastic
That's so
too.
good.
Yeah.
Oh, darn.
I know. But of course, Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway blew that out of the water, so I guess I'm happy that they made that change. If they had to
I wish we could keep
change
both.
it, I know. Yeah.
Oh.
But no, I agree with you. Ellen's Energy Adventure, right?
Yeah, that's what I said.
I keep forgetting. I wrote down Universe of Energy. That's like the song.
Universe of Energy.
A great ride. Great animatronics with those dinosaurs and a great storyline. It's a fantastic way to educate you.
Yeah. Edutainment?
Edutainment, that's right, yeah.
Yeah.
Shockingly, I was able to ride a ride for 40 minutes and not have to
Piddle?
jump off and go to the bathroom.
You can't get off.
Can't get off.
So.
And it was just always great. Although I guess we'll see what happens with Guardians.
Yeah. I do miss it though.
I do miss it, yeah.
What's your favorite time of year to visit?
Favorite time of year?
Although we haven't really visited it all the times.
I know. This one, I'd have to say first and foremost is spring and summer for the Epcot food festivals. I love the fall for Magic Kingdom decorations and the parties and events. They're not happening right now like they were.
I'm surprised you picked that because we never used to have a festival in the summer. They just started.
Right.
Doing that.
But
now you love it.
But now I love it.
Oh.
I
It's not
love
too hot for you?
Well, I mean, it's the experience. You know, going to all the FUBUs and trying all the stuff with you and, just having a great time. Epcot's always a fun day, So, yeah, that's mine. What about yours?
Fall is my favorite time. I love the decorations in Magic Kingdom. I love food and wine. It's still hot though. Like here, fall time, you start to feel it's cool, it's starting to get cool. But down there, I feel like it doesn't get cool until like January. So it's still pretty hot. So if I had to choose weather-wise, I'd say the spring was the best.
Yeah, there's a lot of different...
It's not as like humid,
Yeah.
I feel like.
There's a lot of moving parts to this question. Yeah.
Last one.
Okay, last question. What is your best Disney World memory?
So my favorite Disney World memory was when we got married, we had a dessert party during Illuminations. And they dropped us off behind the scenes behind the UK.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, right? So you had to walk up, and our dessert party was in France. So we had to walk up the hill and go across the bridge to get to the dessert party. And like at this point, I'm drunk, my feet hurt, like I'm tired. I was like up at 5 a.m. like getting my hair and makeup done. But so we're being walked across. Everybody's lined up along the bridge for Illuminations because it's gonna start soon. And all of a sudden, people started like cheering, and I was like, "What's everybody cheering about?" And then we realized they were cheering for us. Like and congratulations. And then everybody started pointing to us, the bride and groom. And the whole bridge cheered. I was like, what the heck? But that was amazing. I never felt more special in my whole life. I felt like a real Disney princess. And it was just like a magical moment that I never expected to happen. Like, it was just like, oh, there's so many weddings that go on at Disney, and it was a Saturday. And so like there was like a 10 a.m. and then there was a 12, and then we were the 2 o'clock, and then there was one right after us. So it kind of felt like, we were being, not that it was like rushed, but like we were being run through the mill. Like, okay, you're the next wedding. So to have that moment where it felt like it was really just like our wedding day, nobody else's, that was really special.
Yeah. Try not to tear up while you're talking about it. Yeah.
What was your favorite?
So here's what I wrote. Can I say our wedding? The moments we had to ourselves, just like amongst us, like behind the scenes of the wedding. Like, even just like there was this one time when we were, we didn't get to partake. We had a mashed potato bar, which
so good.
Was so good. We didn't get to
we couldn't go to
the bar at the cocktail hour. So we even like had a moment where we're like eating.
Everybody brought us food. I feel like we sat there in silence for like 10 minutes because we were so hungry. But it was really good.
So that, like riding in the carriage over to our reception.
Yeah.
And then I wrote here, and the Epcot Prince and Princess Walk is what I called it. Because, and this is gonna sound like so stupid, and you're gonna hate me for saying this, but like I felt like everybody was cheering like for us together, but also like cheering for you as like, oh, look at this beautiful princess who's coming through. And like it made me feel like, oh, people understand, like that's how I see you. Like, and I loved seeing the look on your face and when you like realized that they were cheering, and like in that moment, and like we've had such a special day together, and we got to see Illuminations for our wedding, and it was such a nice like connection to like, that was one of the first shows we saw when we went to Disney, and that was one of the first moments during that show where like we had such a good time together. I mean, we were drunk to see the first show, but it was like we were realizing,
I'd never seen fireworks like that before.
Yeah, right. And we were realizing like this is something we can share with each other, like as a special shared experience. Like we were there with just each other, we saw the show together, and then we got to see it for our wedding, and it was like bringing it all full circle. So beautiful. I love that.
Oh, can I do one more?
Yeah.
Since you kind of used mine. My second favorite memory also has to deal with this, but we did the Frozen dessert party for our anniversary so we could see Illuminations. It was like the summer before it was going to end, and we didn't know exactly when it was going to end, so we were like, this could be the last time we ever see it. So we did this special dessert party. Dessert party was great, but when we got up there, I must have mentioned something to one of the guys in line, and I was like, oh yeah, it's our anniversary, because we had our pins on or something.
Right, yeah.
It's like, oh, we got married, was it a year ago or 2 years ago? I forget. Maybe it was a year.
I think it was just 1 year ago.
Yeah, so I was like, oh, a year ago today we got married. And we saw Illuminations for our dessert party. They're like, oh, really? So
they took that bit of knowledge away.
Yeah, the whole point of the Frozen, not the whole point, but part of the perks of the dessert party was not only did you eat and drink as much as you wanted and then watch the fireworks, but then you were the last people to get to ride Frozen Ever After, which at the time was really hard to get.
Yeah, it was like fairly new, and
it was like
popular.
90 minutes, a 90-minute wait to get on. So at the end of the night, they had us lead the group to Frozen. They gave us the little wands, and we let everybody over. And then we got to do like the big knock on the door, like, Elsa, let us in, or whatever.
Yeah.
And they let us in, and then we were the first ones on the ride. And that was really, really special. I think that was like, not to say like that Disney isn't magical, but I feel like you hear about people getting these magical moments all the time. And I feel like that doesn't happen to me as much. I'm like, how'd you get upgraded to like this special suite in the hotel? Or
Right,
how'd you get this? How'd you get a free meal? Like, you know, not that I would ever cause problems so that I get those things, but I'm just saying, like, I feel like those magical moments are very few and far between for me because I don't complain about anything. I'm really easygoing. So having that happen, and it wasn't our wedding, like it was just like out of the blue.
Yeah, it wasn't anything we like
planned.
asked for or expected
Yeah.
or anything.
And they made us feel really special. So so that was a great time too.
Yeah. Everything happens around Illuminations.
Yeah. All right, well, anything you want to add before we wrap this up?
I think that just about does it. If you guys have any other questions about, you know, Disney experiences or whatever, feel free to drop a comment, please.
Like I said, we'll leave this tag in the description of our video. Feel free to answer the questions. Tag us in the video. We'd love to see your answers, or if you don't have a channel or whatever, leave your answers in the comments. We'd love to hear about your experiences and see if it's similar or different from ours.
Yeah.
So thanks again for watching this video. I hope you found it interesting and enlightening.
Yeah.
Now that you know about us. And if you like this video, please consider giving it a thumbs up. Please consider subscribing to our channel. We'd love to take you along on our adventures to Disney, as well as other parks, or other adventures, I guess. Well, thanks again for watching, and until next time.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
So, good morning.
Good morning. Cheers.
Cheers to you guys.
Woo! We're going to Disney World. We're going in. I love that music. All right, blue milk with some rum. Cheers to you guys.
It's watermelon, yeah.
All right, pass it over here. Thank you. Cheers. All right, we'll check in. Oh gosh, there we go.
Yep, there's a little gecko right there.
Don't like that.
Yeah. It's okay. Wait, you know what happened though? Her hat flew away in the wind. That's what happened.
Have a great night, everybody, and
Keep on wishing.
Keep on wishing.
I guess we'll sign it off with keep on wishing.
Keep on wishing. Keep on wishing.